as a way to move towards that showpiece event.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing a hallmark of Gary Gould's era is, consistency in selection. So this is pretty much the strongest team the US can put out. They've got their premiership guys over. He's looking to build cohesion, have guys, units, sub-units, and combinations playing together.
And here's the starting lineup for the USA. Who do you think is going to feature for this team today, Steve?
Well, key men are probably your premiership players. AJ McGinty, sail fly half at 10, playing pivot, very important. Obviously, Joe Taufete at hooker, who sets the tone with physicality up front.
One interesting thing I think is going to happen here, if you look at Lasike and Campbell in the centers, they're a lot bigger than the Argentinian centers. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup today as we take a look at the coin toss.
We'll play that. Argentina will be that side. Yes. That USA kicking from here. Okay, cool.
And the USA will kick this one off. So we are getting ready for game time here as the teams start to make the field. The USA led out by Captain Marcel Braque. Some pretty intense looks on those faces, Steve.
Oh, either that or John Quill was falling asleep with a big yawn there, so hopefully he wakes up before kickoff. He looks good now.
I think with the motor we see on John Quill, we won't have to worry about him. Look at Taufete could take the front row scoring record this weekend, should he score a try, tied with Keith Wood for most tries by a front rower in international rugby at the moment.
Yeah, if I was a gambling man, I wouldn't put money against it, that's for sure.
I certainly would not do that. He has been a spark plug for this team as we see Argentina led onto the field with Lautaro Bavaro, the captain, bringing this Argentina 15 on. A lot of these guys were on the Argentinian U20 side. A lot of up-and-coming players in this Argentina team.
That's true. They also have, there's three full Argentinian caps in the squad of 23, but only one starting. The aforementioned Escura at scrum half, 2 on the bench. Some other guys, though, with Jaguares experience, so they are, this is not anything to be taken lightly by the Eagles.
We're all set for the national anthems. We will start with the U.S. national anthem.
Los invitamos a ponerse de pie. Se van a entonar los himnos de Estados Unidos y de Argentina.
National anthem done. Now we'll get the Argentinian national anthem just before we get underway. Anthems are finished. We are ready to go here in Rio Negro, Argentina. This is going to be a great game. Steve, I would say this is probably the big game of this tournament.
Yes, indeed. Both teams, as we said, coming off wins last week, so they're top of the table and likely to remain so. The winner of this, in all likelihood, will win the championship.
Your referee today will be Francisco Gonzalez, and he's joined by locals Esteban Filipantes, Juan Manuel Martinez, and Marcelo Piera as the TMO. Referee Gonzalez just waiting for the teams to come out to get a shot of the Argentinians. The USA. Greg Peterson in frame. He's going to want to have a big game today.
Yeah, before he heads back, like some of the other players heading back to their club duties, he's back in France now. Was at Glasgow for a little while there and just recently moved.
McGinty to kick off. The USA will going right to left on your screen in white. Argentina in blue from left to right. And we are just about ready to get underway with this round 2 matchup. The crowd gives one final cheer. Referee Gonzalez gets us started, and McGinty quickly to the air as Argentina come down with it, but not without the attention of some U.S. defenders. We are just outside the 22 here. It's Escura. Looks like he's going for the box kick here, and he does. Get some height on it, puts it to the center of the field. Argentina knocks it back, and it's in their hands. And Argentina now through Escura start to move it out wide, and they're going to go quickly out to the wing. We'll see how the USA responds to this, and a breakaway it is, and here goes Argentina. Argentina just outside the US 22. Looking for an offload there, and we're going to have a try under a minute into this game by this Argentinian team. Not the start the U.S. would have wanted, but definitely the start Argentina would want, Steve. That's a big statement right there.
Indeed it is. I mean, that was a demonstration of intent right from the word go. One box kick, and then they moved the ball wide, made great yardage up the left wing, and finished it off. Great statement of intent, great start by the Argentinians.
It's just tremendous work as we get a little replay here as we take a look at Carreras. The eventual recipient of this little offload. And Carreras, the 20-year-old, breezes in for that try untouched. And that would be a big concern to the U.S. coaching staff. Martin Elias, 10 points last week. Slots this one, no problem. It's 7-0 Argentina. Just under 2 minutes into this game. The U.S. is going to want to respond to this.
Yep, 2 minutes in. I mean, they've got to flush it and just go again, right? Take one on the chin, redouble their concentration, their focus, and get right back into this.
Another look at the Carreras early try here.
Yeah, it was a good, strong run by Dominguez on the left wing, but a fantastic offload with the outside hand.
And down at the 22, a kick in the same position. Lasique gets in there for the tackle. And the ball is in the hands of the Argentinian attack one more time. The same position just about they were before. We'll see if they try to go for this box kick again. Worked very effectively for them the first time. Escura goes again. U.S. is going to need to respond better to this one as the ball pops off and looks like Will McGee. And knock on there. It's going to be an Argentina scrum. A couple of early mistakes from this U.S. team.
Yeah, that one, it looked like he might have been affected by the sun. Looked like directly in front of him there, but certainly didn't get a clear catch on.
We'll have our first scrum of the game here. Referee Gonzalez is going to want to take this one in.
El entrenador argentino Ignacio Fernández Logue con este comienzo del seleccionado nacional. Por supuesto también habrá que ver qué sucede en este scrum. Sin dudas la cuenta pendiente.
Escura there. Puts it down. Referee Gonzalez is going to stop it just for a second here. He wants to get this first scrum very stable, Steve.
Yeah, first scrum important psychologically for both teams. You know, it's laying down a marker. Also important for referees because they tend to struggle with the scrum and scrum resets. So he'll be looking for, you know, honest efforts from all, particularly the front row.
And Argentina had a tough time with that Brazil scrum last week. Real high point for the Brazilian side. The U.S. held steady. We'll see what they do. They got a great front row here. Taufik we talked about earlier, but Titi Lamsatelli plays at Saracens in England. As quickly off the back comes Sabroko, the number 8. Wide again, and here they go. Let's see if they can move it. Carreras moves it out wide. He was a try scorer, but that time hands it on. It winds up in Agustin Segura's hands, and it's been taken into touch. And they're finding some room out wide there before this U.S. lineout.
Yeah, no doubting their tactics for the day, looking to move the ball away from bigger, heavier U.S. packs. They've gone wide twice, 2 out of 2. Had some success. Better defense there from the Eagles, however.
The Eagles get him to touch that time. They don't want to make that mistake twice. And Taufik Te'e, the Worcester Warrior, puts this ball in. Doesn't find his target, though. Good work there by that Argentinian set of forwards to get up in front of that. And the U.S. on defense again. So Argentina decides to go this time. Little tip pass. The U.S. players feel they're in their rights to be over that ball, and a bit of a mess here. And forced a knock on. Good work there by John Quill. We're going to have a scrum here for the U.S. team.
Yeah, breakdown's obviously a key part of the game. That U.S. back row, Quill in particular, is a canny operator, shall we say.
Sean Davies, the Glendale Raptor and BYU grad, ball in hand. See the USA go with this scrum. They certainly have those big centers we talked about. Set a platform in the midfield and see what they do.
Sit. Camp. Guys,
That one
the scrum
didn't
is
come up.
moving.
Davies looking for the penalty there, but doesn't get it. They're going to reset.
The scrum is moving.
Yeah, some interesting chit-chat from Cam Dolan in the back of the scrum too.
Please respect that.
Let's see if the referee can make his mark here.
One flag. Toma larga, sí. Gracias. Bien.
Referee Gonzalez has a word with Favre, the tight head from Argentina. As they bring it together one more time. And that time it's a penalty against the U.S. And Argentina puts the pressure on, and it certainly pays off.
Interesting call. I'm not sure I agree with that one, actually.
Martina Elias pushes the ball downfield. It's going to be attacking scrum lineout, from Argentina inside the U.S. 22. And 6.5 minutes into this game, it is all Argentina.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I think you're seeing the Eagles struggle a little bit to get a foothold in the game. They've had a lineout that they messed up. They've just had a scrum which went against them, so they need to get their set piece firing and competent in order to get into the game.
Gaspar Baldunciel, the 22-year-old, gets us started here. Very effective last week as the ball nearly went over, and we're going to have possibly another try here. Onslaught there winds up in the hands of Favre, and a simple line-out move catches the U.S. unaware, and they're down 2 tries as Argentina goes up 12-0.
Maybe not a simple line-out move, John. It was pretty well worked, I thought. It looked like they're coming around the back, put it back down to a player coming through. Great support and under the post.
It's 12-0 as we take another look at this.
There it is there. Yep, coming right through the center line. That's well worked. Straight off the training paddock. Good support from the tight forwards, and there you go. Tight head prop going over.
That was Lucas Favre from Lomas Atletica. 22-year-old scoring a try. And no problem there. We are 2 tries to Argentina, 0 to the USA in under 8 minutes. The USA is going to want to get in gear very quickly here, as you see Soltera move that ball and his front row partner wind up with a try. These Argentinians are fired up, Steve.
They are indeed. Hometown crowd. It's not a huge one, but they're pretty passionate right now, and they're getting the results on the field the fans want to see if you're an
Ginty just a little shorter this time. No problem for Argentina as they come down with it. Sike making the tackle once again, and Brake working his way in. And another penalty against the USA.
You must be on your feet.
Seems like Lasike off his feet there. And Elias makes some more ground. It's early to say this, but the U.S. just can't catch a break.
That's right. They're in the wrong part of the field. They're not securing their own set-piece ball, as we discussed earlier. They need to disrupt this Argentinian line out.
Elias made good ground there, and it looks like the U.S. has done, and they've taken that down. Excellent work there by USA. As Taufik has the ball. U.S. looking at some sort of exit strategy here, I'm sure. But they've chosen to go wide as well, and they have some room to run there. That was Campbell. Moves it out to Gannon Moore, and Gannon Moore didn't see a lot of him in flight last week, but he has got some gas. And Davies puts that ball out quickly to McGinty. McGinty finds a waiting forward. The U.S. across the 50, finally ball in hand and some movement. We'll see what the Eagles can do with this. McGinty finds some space and nearly wriggles his way through. Ball up to Lamasatelli. Taufik Te'e. Brake gets out to Hermesice. Not with a head of steam, but able to keep the ball in there. Assistant referee happy with that.
Yeah, much better passes to play here from the Eagles. They moved it wide in their own 22. Got some success. Here we are, probably 8th or 9th phase by now, and looking quite comfortable. Much more like the
Feta brings that one in. McGinty looking for the right pass there, gets to Cam Dolan. Cam Dolan finds some space. Cam Dolan just outside the 22. The USA stringing together the phases here. But a little knock-on in there, and we're going to get an Argentinian scrum, but first good bit of pressure by these Eagles.
That's right, that's right. Got some continuity, got some flow to the play, bit of confidence, guys carrying the ball. A little more aggressive, a little more dominant there. Good hard run, good hard carry, and getting some reward.
Hermesice there, just can't get through. Certainly a powerful player. Does a great job to keep that one in.
You go down, okay?
Cam Dolan, a Fort Myers, Florida native, surveying the scene before the scrum. Escura, the Hindu player. Hindu club in Argentina. Should clarify that. As Argentina hoists one high from McGee to get underneath, and McGee returns it.
Go back.
Argentina inside their 22. Elias pushes one downfield for Brake, the captain. Brake is going to play the territory game, launches one downfield. Well taken by Argentina. As they keep the ball in field, and we are in a certain game of ping pong here, and McGinty launches one high. Argentina has an advantage for players not retreating, I would assume. McGinty was knocked there, couldn't quite get going forward. The U.S. trying to hold this one up. Argentina on the move.
Back.
Escura moves it across. Argentina once again looking to go wide here. They get it in the centers. Lucas Mensah.
No more advantage.
Referee does not see the advantage in that. We're going to come back for a penalty against the U.S.
You have to go back 10 meters.
Players not retreating on that
simple
error.
Kick, yep, at the tail end of that kicking game there. So it worked out in Argentina's favor. They now have another penalty on the halfway.
Elias, the 22-year-old from the Atletico de Rosario club. Puts Argentina in attacking position again.
Yeah, he's caught the eye early. He's very assured at 10. Also, left wing Dominguez has had a good start to the game. Two young Argentinian backs looking good.
We get a look at the McGinty getting knocked around a little bit there.
Tienes que meterte dentro de la 15, por favor. Tienes que estar adentro, no puedes salir. Dale.
U.S. got the better than the last line out. We'll see what they can do here as Baldunciel. Puts the ball in, no problem that time for Franco Molina. And they popped it back to that side again. The U.S. just leaving little gaps on the side of the field. Argentina with a head of steam. Really pushing this USA defense early in this game. The ball comes up to Geronimo Ureta. Now to the number 8, Sabroco. Hit hard by Joe Taufete'e. The U.S. having to put in a lot of tackles here in the spell. As the ball moved out into the centers there. And that was Augustin Segura. Mensa, the inside center with that ball. Let's see where they decide to go with this one. Francisco Gorison gets our next phase going. Escuda zone out. A little slip pass up there. Silveira put that pass away to Ureta. Nothing really happening there. Not the best move from Argentina, but the USA is still under pressure here, right in front of their post. We'll see where they decide to go. We got runners either side. As a slip pass that time winds up in Lasique's hands.
Wait.
The referee whistles it up.
No con white. Go first.
We're going to come back for a scrum to the USA after an Argentinian knock on there.
Yeah, and that all started with yet another sort of crafty, creative Argentinian line-out. The Eagles are certainly going to pay attention here. It's quite imaginative. They went to the front and put it back into the hooker.
Wait, you have one
in the
play
hooker's channel.
Yeah, time off.
Creative stuff.
Don't worry.
Just have to correct something I said earlier. I said Taufete'e could break the record. And I just realized this isn't the test match. This is the Argentina 15 and not the Pumas. So if Taufete'e scores today, it won't count towards that record. So apologies, everybody listening.
Well spotted,
I was
John.
excited for him.
Over here, the max.
Good work, good work.
Over here.
A little gap in my pregame preparation, Steve. As the injuries seem to be okay, and it's going to be an Eagles scrum here in their own zone, but Argentina's been pretty effective in this area so far.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Davies gets that ball in. A little pressure the USA. But now a penalty. That'll be a big moment for this U.S. team as they draw a penalty against Argentina. Give them a little shot in the arm there.
Exactly. As I say, give him a little foothold in the game. AJ McGinty can clear his lines here. US can move up to the halfway or just beyond, probably. They now have their line out in opposition territory, which is probably one of the few times thus far they've been there.
Argentina en la línea. Argentina defiende la línea.
Last line out here. And just those simple moves around the side to Balduccio.
Yeah, it's clearly something they put a bit of time into their line-out preparation, and it's come off for them twice now.
As the U.S. inside Argentina half gets the ball to the big, hard-running Lasique, and Lasique makes a couple of meters. Ball quickly down to the hands of Dino Waldron. Now McGinty on the line. A little knock pass out there from McGee, but referee thinks it's going forward, and Braque is not going to be the recipient of that. And again, the USA just not able to get that final move.
Yeah, started well. Again, off the line out, they had Lasique at first receiver, so he carried the ball strong. Another strong carry from Waldron. They had Lasique at first receiver, so he carried the ball strong. Another strong carry from Waldron. He moved left. Unfortunately, let down that final pass.
Control yourself, body.
We're controlled, they're pushing.
You have to make pressure too.
You want me to push across the line?
I want you to go. No. Can you hear me?
Taufete'e has a chat with Gonzalez.
Make pressure, okay? Yeah. Thank you very much.
Argentina's been acting illegally at these scrums.
Fucking right eye!
Bind. Set. Let's go!
Ball down here to Escura. Escura moves it across. They bring the winger in immediately. Osadchuk. Forwards wrap around there, and the captain Bavaro takes it in. And the U.S. able to hammer over that one, keep it in. It looks like it was Dolan. They draw the penalty, and the U.S. will have a chance to put it in the corner here, I'd say, Steve.
Yeah, probably just outside goal kicking range, so I would agree with you, your estimation there. In the corner, see if we can do the line out. So Cam Dolan there took a little bit of a knock before he got the turnover. Double team, but he hung on well, did a good job. Great job for former Life and Old Blue player.
Currently playing with the NOLA Gold in Major League Rugby is Dolan. A little bit of the afters there, and the U.S. does not find touch, and we are back down in their 22. McGee with the ball again. And another uncharacteristic error from the U.S. team today. Osadchuk comes down with it. Wriggles his way away from McGee. A little slip there, but ball still alive. And the USA inside the 22 now. On a drop ball by the Argentina 15. Ball goes by Taufete'e. Little pop up there. Ball's in McGee's hands. McGee goes to Quill. Quill gets past one. And is taken down. Davies to Taufete'e. Taufete'e slips one out to McGinty. McGinty nearly slightly isolated there. Davies looks for a runner and finds one. Big Bryce Campbell from Indiana. The London Irish player currently. Ball goes out behind there. McGee's hands again. Lasike was there, but it's Braque. Braque skips by one, and the USA now just 5 meters out. They have to put together a couple of good moves here. Taufete'e can't get in for the try. Holding on is Taufete'e. He was isolated, and it's a penalty. Great work by Argentina. USA knocks on the door, but Argentina pushes them away. And on their own line, Argentina gets a penalty.
Absolutely. First mistake they made all game, dropped the ball in the midfield, allowed the US an attacking platform. Eagles were looking good, punching hard, 1 yard out, but transgression and a little indiscretion there by the hooker, and Argentina can clear their lines.
Elias doesn't get too much distance on it, but it's going to be an Argentina line out.
1 minute.
Taufete'e just going on his own there.
1 minute. Un minuto para agua.
As we have a 1 minute water break coming up here in the 90-degree heat in Rio Negro. So, Steve, what's the story of this first half? Well,
we've seen Argentina come out the gates, you know, like the Furies. As far as the Eagles go, you know, everyone's got a plan to get punched in the nose, and they get punched in the nose in the first minute and a half. In fact, they, you know, conceded 2 tries early. They've been fighting to get back in it. We're seeing better things right now. A little more composure, a little more energy, and you know, it's not a 14-0 is by no means an insurmountable tally. So with a water break here at 20, we're only a quarter of the way through the game, and nothing to be majorly concerned about. But they'd like to be putting something on the board pretty shortly.
And for Argentina, they know they just got to keep that pressure on. They just got to keep playing the way they're playing. They're finding some discrepancies in the U.S. defense.
Yeah, I've been impressed by them. They've been ambitious, they've been accurate, and they're pretty lively.
So you see a shot at Gannon Moore there. The Utah Warrior.
White on the line, okay?
Born and raised in Sioux Falls. Hermesice, player.
20.
US tries to get in front of that one, but cannot, and as Kura pushes it away quickly. As Braque moves it across to McGee. McGee looking for some space on the field, and launches one. Well taken by Argentina. Argentina just inside their 40 on the attack. Try to send Gorison through, but he's taken down. Attempted pop pass there, winds up in a knock-on. It's advantage here as Hermesice moves it quickly to Braque. Braque looking for some room through. John Quill just inside halfway with that one. McGinty out the back now. U.S. advantage is over. Lasike has the ball, gets to Gannon Moore. Gannon Moore slips a couple, eventually taken down. This ball comes up to Dolan. And Dolan can do nothing but barrel that one in. McGinty trying to find some space. He's nearly been through a couple times. Tau Fatee gets across the 22, but the ball slips out of his hands. And another effort by the U.S. thwarted by a little sloppy ball handling. It's going to be a scrum here for Argentina in front of their posts.
Yep, another promising effort to no avail. The handling error there at the end of it. The heat here seems to be taking a bit of a toll. There's a lot of players. The body language is, you know, a lot of hands on knees, a lot of huffing and puffing, a lot of perspiration.
Argentina would, of course, be a little more used to this, as we have a player getting tended to here for a second. Balduce there for Argentina.
Ya está el agua del juego.
Nick Savetta there.
Gracias.
For that tackle. As we look at the last matchups here, the USA won the last one. They tied before that and tied before that. So
yeah, 7-point spread over 3 games. Typically, this is a well-matched encounter. It looks like hopefully we'll see a repetition.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Kura gets that one in. It's at the feet of Sabroko. Good drive there by the USA, but the ball eventually gets out to Elias. And Elias finds a good touch. 40-meter line of the U.S. They're going to have a line out. Good exit work by Elias there.
That's a great touch. That's a great touch finder. Better scrum from the U.S. though. Even though Argentina cleared it, that was the first sort of dominant scrum the Eagles had. And really, with regard to set piece with a heavier pack and a taller pack, they should be dominating set pieces.
Fatee, the Vallejo, California native, gets the ball to the back of the line out there. Argentina decides not to challenge that one, so the U.S. has to just keep it moving along. Over Lamosatelli's feet. Davies hoists one across halfway. Challenge in the air coming. Advantage for a knock-on against Argentina. Well challenged by Dolan, but the U.S. is going to get right on halfway. A good attacking scrum.
Yeah, that was a fair contest. Both players up in the air. Both you can see clearly there, the eyes on the ball. Good technique, so no question of foul play or anything untoward. Argentinian knock-on, so as you say, good position for the Eagles.
Scrum is becoming a highly contested area in this first half.
You know, you get 2/3 of that Eagles front row playing the Premiership week in, week out. Joe's not necessarily starting all the time. So one would expect some dominance here from the Eagles.
And a free kick. We're sure Dolan's going to go with this one. Dolan, certainly a dynamic player. Davies to Hermeshuis, who's hit right away as soon as he gets the ball. Good defense there as McGinty pops one up and finds a little space in between. The ball bounces back towards the USA. Lucio comes down with this as the U.S. is piling it over it, and they have it. McGinty puts up a high one inside the 22 there. And a mark is called by Matthias Asadchuk. So the US with a little head of steam there.
I think the referee missed a trick at the free kick, though. There was no intent to retire by the Argentinian players. Dolan ran into some defenders. Again, it looks slightly offside at the next ruck, which forced McGinty to kick. It's the only way to deal with line speed like that. But unfortunately, I think the second kick by Sean Davis was a little speculative.
22.
As the free kick rolls all the way down into the U.S. try zone, so we're going to have a 22. A little chance for the U.S. to regroup here. As McGinty, the sail shark, Dublin-born U.S. fly half.
Behind the kicker.
Takes a second to get his troops ready.
Yeah, it's only second game back, you know, after injury. Came back last week, got a hat-trick against Chile. So second game back, just rediscovering his sharpness. It's good to see him out there, though.
Ball kept in well by Argentina. Asadchuk now has it. U.S. able to bundle him in a touch, and we're going to have a line out here for the U.S. team.
Enough, enough.
Braque trying to play a little gamesmanship there, Steve.
10, por favor. 10, Argentina.
Taufete'e, 6 foot 275. Puts that to the tail of the line out, but not straight.
It's not straight.
Quickly spotted by the referee.
It's clear, it's not straight. It's option, scrum.
Yes, another set piece
Line out.
misfire, unfortunately.
Scrum.
Argentinian scrum, the result.
It's 2 across, okay?
It's pretty clear as we see these scrums get set to come together. Argentina decides that that's what they would take as a result of that miscue.
Just keep straight. He's going to keep doing it. Just keep straight. See? Let him get the penalty.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Escura gets us started. Quickly out to the back line there, and they put it into the centers to Lucas Mensa, La Pucara Club.
Stay behind.
Argentina goes through a couple of phases here. Elias goes, they move it wide quickly. That ball is in Dominguez's hands, Julian Dominguez.
Back.
Well tackled eventually, and now a forward pack comes running in. A little forward pod with Gorison in the lead. Tip pass back out to Elias, to Carreras. Into the midfield, back around to Carreras. He's already scored 1 today. Taufete'e finally takes him down, and Baldunciel steps into that scrum half position. On their own line is the USA with a big run coming in. Baldunciel bounces off a couple, and Baldunciel, the hooker, scores a try with an easy way through the USA defense. They're just finding those spaces, Steve, and they're making them pay.
Yeah, what I think set the tone there was, we discussed him before the game, at the halfback Escura. I mean, he's got a pretty zippy service, and he's allowing them, that fast service allows them to play with rhythm and tempo, and they start getting a bit of flow to the game, a bit of confidence, and you could see that in that last passage of play. Terrific passage of play.
Taking a look at it here.
Van 28. Quedan 2.
It's just simple tip pass, 1 missed tackle there, 2 missed tackles, the third man can't make it. Sean Davis can't make it.
Baldunciel puts Argentina at 19. The USA have to do a little bit of soul searching with 10 minutes to go, just over in this first half of America's Rugby Championship action.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, after those early, as we discussed, sucker punches, you know, we've had 20 minutes of an even game here. It's gone back and forth. Eagles getting back into it. You're right. That score there somewhat against the run of play, but now 21-0 is a significant deficit.
This is a big challenge for this USA team. They've got the players, they've got the intensity, they seem to find their rhythm. They've come away empty-handed from a couple of trips down into the Argentinian 22. As we take another look here.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes for a coach, you learn more from adversity than you do from dominating. And so Gary Gold here will be able to look at some of these guys and see who's fronts up, see who's ready to battle back into it, who wants to scrap, who wants to claw their way back in the game. It's going to be a test of character now in this heat. Hostile crowd, 21 zip down. Let's see what they can do.
A long kick for Braque and the CK to run onto.
Back, wide.
The crowd is calling for something there, as there might have been a bit of foul play. We'll see what happens here as Elias moves it out to Gorison. He moves it out into the centers. The ball gets popped back. Argentina trying to bring that one to the ground.
Yeah, this is
referee whistles. I believe we're going to go back and look at some potential foul play here.
Guys.
Yeah, this is in danger of getting very toasty now. We had an incident. Looked to me, unfortunately, like a bit of illegitimate footwork, I would say, by Lasique. We need to take a second look at it. But he may be fortunate to avoid punishment.
Gonzalez calls for time, and the TMO, they're going to take a look at some foul play here. We'll see what happens.
My initial look was the Argentinian player on the ground holding on to Lasique's foot illegally, and then it looks like it may have been retaliation.
We'll take a look as the referee heads over to the TMO. Argentinian fans certainly called for it.
Yep, that's Argentinian player holding on there, and yes, indeed.
That's a foot to the back there. Yeah, that could be very dangerous for Lasique. Just a silly move.
Yeah, it's to the neck shoulder area, so he may escape a red, but this is definitely a yellow, and it should be. In fact, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he got the ultimate sanction there. It's very close to the neck and head.
Just a foolish move right there.
Understandable frustration, but that's not the response.
Get another look at that here. The referee comes back out.
That sounded awfully like Roja to me.
Number 12 white, please. 12 white. 12 white.
Asking Braque to bring over Lasique.
What's going on?
I want to spy him now.
Okay, but what's the guy?
I want to explain when he games here, okay?
Referee making Braque wait with some anticipation for that one.
In the rack, okay, the Argentinian guy was holding the leg.
Yeah, I was trying to get
Wait, I'm the one who's going to talk, okay? You want to listen. Back, please. But he stamped on the Argentina player in the head. So for that reason, it's full play and will be red card.
And it's a red card for Lasique. The USA down 21 points and now down a player. This is a big moment in this game, Steve.
Yeah, that's huge and very unfortunate for the Eagles and actually for Paul Lasique. It's a disappointing reaction, but it looked pretty bad at first sight, and certainly the video confirmed what we saw.
Okay. Now don't
Braque pleading the case there, but I don't think he's going to get this overturned.
Okay, so here we go. We talked a minute ago. How do players respond to adversity? So now we've got a double helping of adversity. You're looking at 14 men, for the next 50 minutes against a rampant Argentina 15 and 21 points in arrears. This is going to be a test of character.
Big test for this U.S. team as Elias moves it downfield. We take one more look.
Marce, ¿me escuchás?
13 azul.
Lasique will be ruined that little
Wait, it's not playing.
outburst.
Espera, no juegues, por favor. I said not playing, okay? Yeah. Wait.
We'll have Argentina line out here.
Number 9. This is your mark. This is your mark. Please, stay there.
Braque has stepped into the front of the line.
Just in there!
Baldunciel, the try scorer, puts one up. The U.S. is able to come down with it as Tao Fateh tries to get it to Hermeshuis. Pass doesn't go to hand, and McGinty has to take it into contact. Ball up there to Peterson. Peterson, 6'8", 260. Takes that one in. It's to Hermeshuis. They say they don't want to play some territory, but they're certainly finding some ground. Responding well to that red card as McGee hoofs one downfield. Argentina fields it well inside their own half. And Sachuk puts a little run on it. Slip there from Soldera, the loose head prop. Escura moves it quickly to Gorison on the Belgrano club.
Advantage.
An advantage here against the U.S. Potential for an offsides, and Argentina looking to make the most of it with a one-man advantage, particularly in the backs. Baldunciel comes into it, along with Satelli over it. Move there from Elias to Soldera. As first receiver becomes Lucas Mensah, the inside center.
Advantage over.
Here they are looking to go wide as the advantage goes away. Carrasco, the try scorer, puts one to the outside there, and he's got Segura. And they are in again, or are they? I believe we're going to go to a TMO decision here.
TMO, I didn't have a clear view myself. I think that has to go to TMO. Another well-worked move down the left-hand side, and the Argentinians have certainly got their hackles up, as they say.
They've really been using those outside spaces in this first half. Really posing a challenge for a full field, a full 15 U.S. players. And just have some more room there as referee Gonzalez.
Marce, ¿me escuchás?
Y Francisco, te escucho.
TMO.
Marce, mi decisión en campo de juego
Yeah, I mean, they certainly had a lot of success down that left-hand side. You know, Dominguez, the winger, Carreras at fullback, both of them showing well. They've had a lot of yardage.
Listo, tu decisión en campo es no try, pero chequeamos si hay grounding o no.
Exactamente.
Lo chequeamos.
Asked to check the grounding.
Sí, quiero ver si hay grounding strike, claramente, ¿no? Por eso, Marcel.
TMO has it in his hands. Taking a look.
Here we go.
32-50.
Nope, not so far. I think that's held up.
Yeah,
I think that's held up. That's great work defensively there by Gannon Moore. Great work. Saved a try.
There's the captain, Bavado, taking that one in, and looks like he's going to be denied that try.
This one's pretty clear cut for me.
Yeah.
Don't know why we're looking at it a third and a fourth time.
Referee should be able to make his decision now. We take one last look at it. Bavado doesn't touch the ground there.
Yeah.
You're right, Steve.
At no stage does the ball touch the ground. No try.
Sí, señor. Francisco, ¿me escuchás?
Sí, Marce, te escucho.
No es claro y obvio que el jugador apoye, mantener tu decisión, no try.
Ok, perfecto. No hay try.
No try, no grounding there. It's been held up, as you said. Great work by Gannon Moore, but it's going to be a scrum here for Argentina. 5 meters out.
Still a dangerous position, but you know, good work there, rewarded for the Eagles defensively.
Argentinian fans get behind their set of forwards for Argentina's 15.
So far this game, we've seen the Argentinians move the ball from scrums. It's not like something they feel they're dominant and they want to push the Eagle scrum back here 5 yards out. So I would look to see probably quick transfer.
Guys, please, with the calls, okay? Stability.
This front row of the USA is going to look to draw a penalty quickly here.
Then again, if you look at the Argentinian backs, the way they're lining up there, they're pretty flat. That indicates perhaps something else is on.
Escuda looking for a call as that scrum goes down.
The two of you have to control your body weight, okay? Please, stay up. Mantenerlo alto, ¿sí?
Uno. Más la segunda. Buena entrada, vamos.
Yeah, a little eye contact there between scrum half and fly half. Penny to a pound, it goes out.
And Langluski seems to be in for Lamasatelli in the front row for the U.S. Argentina tries to put the squeeze on here. Everything's gone down, and Argentina draws the advantage. And we are going to come back for a penalty against the USA scrum this time. Escuda attempts a quick one, but that's not going to happen. The referee's going to bring it back. And Argentina wants to go again, Steve.
Well, they've got 6 inches, got a foot there, so maybe they're confident. They want to go again. They feel they have a strong platform. Probably a good choice, 21-0 up. If they could put one in here, it could be the death knell.
Just under 5 minutes to go in this first half of America's Rugby Championship action. The USA not having the half they would want. Argentina off to a good start. Referee wants to have a chat.
The three of you.
I actually think the front row, I think the change was Dino Waldron's gone off, not TT.
Okay, if I'm controlling the scrum, I'm the one to
reading
take
the graphics I
decision.
saw there, we'll see.
Yep.
The two sides, okay? Play the scrum, play correctly, respect the calls, do correct binding, and it will be okay, okay? I don't want to hear you anymore, okay? The two of you, please, okay?
You are correct, it is Lamasatelli still in and Walters off.
Yeah, he's moved to the tight head side. And Gluski coming in at loose head.
The referee offers up some warnings to those front rows right there. He's tired of the talkback.
Enough, please, enough.
And we'll set it down here again.
Crouch.
Let's go, team!
Bind. set.
It's a better scrum from the Eagles, better scrum.
And the ball's come to the Eagles side there. Excellent work by this U.S. team. Really big time to thwart another attacking drive by the Argentinians as Davies has the wall that he wants built. Davies doesn't get too much on that. It's going to be an Argentinian attacking line out just 15 meters out from the line, but they got out of jail for a minute there.
Yeah, not a great clearance, but that was a maturity there. First, Moore's defensive effort getting under the ball, then soaking up some pressure, repeating scrums, and then taking one against the head. Always, front row's dream. But
See what the
you're right.
Argentinians do here. They've had some interesting line-out moves. As the ball goes over and winds up in Big Favre's hands, and Favre takes it to the line, moves it to Solvera. He's featured as a ball carrier in the first half of this game, has the big prop, and a huge interception there from Cam Dolan. It seems to be his favorite thing to do, and let's see what Cam Dolan has. Not sure he has the legs to beat Segura. Segura eventually brings him down as he knocks the ball back, and one of the Argentinian players got a hand to it. Referee blows his whistle, and I believe Dolan was taken in a touch there, but a great try-saving interception here from Cam Dolan.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a sixth sense for this. He's done it famously. I think he scored against the Murray in Philadelphia a couple of years back, and he's a poacher. He's great at it. Didn't quite have the speed to finish it, but a significant play by Cam Dolan, and it helps the Eagles big time.
Certainly does. They're in the other end of the field. If they could get some points out of this half, I'm sure they'd be very excited. As Argentina goes safely with that one to Geronimo Ureta. Ureta moves it out.
Yeah, the Eagles just need to keep the Argentinian 15 bottled up here for the next 2-3 minutes, get into halftime, get a breather, get out the heat, make some adjustments, and then see how they are going to approach this second half.
Elias pushes that one downfield, but still inside the Argentinian half with the U.S. lineout.
Yeah, so for now, just nothing silly, discipline, composure, just get to the break with no more damage.
Wait.
The old tying the shoelaces there. Good for 20 seconds.
I was sure his shoes were untied.
No, it'll be the search for the contact lens next.
I think we have a player down here for the U.S.
Marce, ¿me escuchás?
It's hot there. You can see these players coming over for water in this 90-degree heat.
Tengo 35-50. ¿Vos tenés lo mismo?
35-50.
Sí, ¿vos?
Listo, no, pues no tengo acá, lo tengo con delay, pero ya aviso, dale.
Smoke and Joe there, Belmont Shore Products, where he came from initially. Had a run in pro rugby before moving across Worcester Warriors, where he first came across Gary Gold, his current national team coach. So they knew each other before this foray, but he's a product of Belmont Shore, as I said.
Play on?
No. Like this or no?
So we're taking a look at Gannon Moore holding up Favaro there for that last attempted try as the U.S. late in this first half of the lineout. There's to Dolan at the front. And that one goes quickly to the ground. Davies fires it away. Argentinian fans cheering something as Lamasotelli comes in again. Referee misses some potential foul play there on Favre. The U.S. driven back in that tackle. The ball comes to Civetta. Great game last week. Now McGinty shows it, decides to go himself. Wriggles for a couple of more as
It's all about taking care of the ball at the moment, so it's ball in contact, getting in the right place, ball placement after contact, and getting men over the ball in the ruck, securing possession.
The U.S. not making too much ground here, but certainly keep possession of that, as you said, Steve.
Ball security, that's the key here.
That one goes wide to Civetta. Good rushing Argentinian defense, keeping the territory here. As that time a quick ball comes down to Dolan, and Dolan on another long run. Dolan chips one in field for McGinty. Let's see if McGinty can get there. As Kuda goes down on that ball, and as Kuda gets taken down, pops one up, And Argentina 15 on the move here through Julian Dominguez. Dominguez gets hit by a couple, but hauled in a touch first. An interesting choice there by Dolan to put that little kick up.
I actually think it was a great choice. He didn't obviously feel he was going to make it down the left touchline. Felt players were inside middle of the field. It's quite a deft chip actually from the big man getting across there. But unfortunately, the kick chase wasn't necessarily there that time.
Take a look at Dominguez here with Hermesais. Many people would want to get hit by Hanko Hermesais and Joe Taufete'e, but they combined to take him in a touch.
Yeah, Hanko, it's a bit of a rhinoceros, sorry. Physical specimen.
U.S. up to Savetta. Not straight, but it was not contested there. Savetta goes in a run, and the ball slips off of Dolan, and it's a scrum advantage here for Argentina. Great opportunity for the USA, and Dolan just can't quite handle it. Segura, the Jockey Cordoba club player. Back to...
Yeah, all a bit scrappy there in the last couple of minutes, and the Argentinian 10.
Argentinian players seem to think this is the end of the half. And that is the end of the half for the America's Rugby Championships. It is 21 Argentina 15, and 0 to the USA. Steve, this first half has been pretty much all Argentina.
It has indeed. Particularly the first 5 minutes, early lead.
All right, that's it for the first half. We're going to be back with highlights and stats right after this.
Oficial. Médicos, junto al rugby desde siempre. Médicos, más protección, más futuro. Misión PYME SMS. Te ayudamos a desarrollar tu empresa. Convertir una empresa en la que siempre soñaste. SMS, pasión por la gestión. SMS, consultores oficiales de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Deloitte, líder en servicios profesionales. Soporte oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Personal, sponsor oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Visa, vos apoyás el rugby, juegue donde juegue. Nosotros también. Visa Man, sponsor de los Pumas y de Jaguares. Hoy es el día, pedimos Visa. Bodega Estancia Mendoza. Pasión, eso que nos hace parecidos pero diferentes. Bodega Estancia Mendoza. Estamos con los Pumas, estamos con vos. Servicio Imperial, el Congreso Oficial del Rugby Argentino. Suri, solo la aseguradora más grande podría proteger lo más grande. Suri, protegiendo el ADN de nuestro rugby. Gira, Podolín, Diario Río Negro, Goli, Live, Antonio Pana Hijos, Baterías Indaleva, M&M Hielo, Corralón Jacopino, Búfalo, BM, Carnes Argentinas, Exlo, Trincón Computación, RSD, Rastreo Satelital, Viatec, Servicio de Internet, Depósito al Gas, ACA Motel, Quintex Pinturería, Rebo Refrigeración, 25 de mayo, Pinturerías Ámbar, Presidente, Nando Apac Hotel, Griego Helados, Colegio Umbrales, Instituto Nuestra Señora de Fátima, Diario Río Negro. También el agradecimiento al gobierno de la provincia de Río Negro, a la policía de la provincia de Río Negro, a la municipalidad de Chipoleti y a bomberos de la ciudad de Chipoleti. Vamos a solicitar, por favor, que no ingresen al campo de juego una vez que termine el partido. Vamos a propiciar la premiación, luego de ello tendrán su oportunidad. Reiteramos, no ingresar al estadio de juego. Una vez que termine el partido, vamos a propiciar la premiación. Gracias.
Welcome back to the Marabunta Rugby Club in Rio Negro, Argentina, where the Argentina 15 lead the United States Eagles 21-0. We're going to bring you some highlights from that first half as we look at an early one from Argentina.
Yeah, early score here on the left flank. This young Argentinian backs, Carreras and Dominguez, doing the damage. Dominguez here, the winger, with his deft left-hand offload. Terrific skills.
Carreras, gets the try there. Taking a little look at this offload.
There it is. Sublime.
Santiago Carreras, the 20-year-old, dots down that first half try. First try of our game. Looks pretty excited.
Here we are, second try. Little line-out trickery from the Argentinians. They've been quite sharp at the line-out all day long, all game long so far. And they got their due reward there. Goes to the tail. Pre-planned move, back inside. Player breaking up the middle. Good support. And under the post.
And that is Nicolas Solvera. Puts that ball up to Lucas Favre. One prop to another to score that try. As we get one more look at it.
Yep.
Later move.
Yeah, third try here, I would give less credit to the Argentinians and have a look at some American tackling. There were two and a half tackles, straight one-on-one tackles missed here. Nothing flash, nothing fancy from the Argentinians, straight running.
And just a nice little line here from Valdunciel, the hooker, as he takes it by Will McGee and dots it down.
Just goes through and over Will McGee there.
That's 21 unanswered points that Argentina scored as we take a look at a big moment in this half.
Yeah, so quite clearly here, the Argentinian player is at fault to begin with, holding on to Lasique's foot illegally. Lasique, frustrated, however, reacted and responded in just a manner you can't do. There's just no justification for boots anywhere near the head or the neck.
No retaliation there. That's our highlights. We're going to be back with first half stats in just a minute after these messages.
Médicos, junto al rugby desde siempre. Médicos, más protección, más futuro. Misión Pyme SMS. Te ayudamos a desarrollar tu empresa, convertir tu empresa en la que siempre se busque. SMS, pasión por la gestión. SMS, consultores oficiales de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Deloitte, líder en servicios profesionales. Soporte oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Personal, sponsor oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Visa, vos apoyás al rugby, juegue donde juegue. Nosotros también. Visa es sponsor de los Pumas y de Jaguares. Hoy es el día, tenemos Visa. Bodega Estancia Mendoza. Pasión. Eso que nos hace parecidos pero diferentes. Bodega Estancia Mendoza. Estamos con los Pumas. Estamos con vos. Cerveza Imperial. Recompensa oficial del rugby argentino. Zurich. Solo la aseguradora más grande podría proteger lo más grande. Zurich. Protegiendo el ADN de nuestro rugby. Diario Río Negro. Gira. Pollolini. Dole. Leve. Antonio Pan e Hijos. Batería de la Guerra. M&M Hielo. Corraluncha Copino. Búfalo. BM. Carnes Argentinas. Exlog. Tricom Computación. RSD. Rastreo satelital. Viatec. Servicio de Internet. Depósito al gas. Aca Motel. Quintex Pinturerías. Rebo Refrigeración. 25 de mayo. Pinturerías AMBA. Presidente. Nando Apart Hotel. Griego Helados. Colegio Umbrales. Instituto Nuestra Señora de Fátima. Diario Río Negro. hacemos el pedido al público en general no ingresar al campo de juego una vez que culmine el encuentro para propiciar la premiación con el orden y el respeto que se merece, ya que se va a hacer la entrega por otras autoridades, el equipo ganador, la Copa Homenaje Joaquín Vince.
We're back at the America's Rugby Championship Round 2, 21-0 Argentina 15 over the United States. We're going to take a look at the story of the first half and some statistics here. Steve, what are you seeing?
Well, it's up there to see, right? 2 Eagle scrums lost, 1 line-out loss. So that's 3 set pieces. Out of 9, that's 30%. That's not a good percentage there. And the issue with that is the set piece allows you to dictate where you want to play, and dictate play in the right part of the field. When you're under pressure, you're not winning your own ball, you're on the back foot, you're not dominating, you're not controlling the game. So those set piece misfires need to be attended to.
You also saw a penalty count there, 6 penalties to 2, the USA. So that's something they're going to have to clean up, as well as dealing with that one-man advantage. We're going to come back and bring you all the second half action and see what happens after these messages.
Soporte oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby, personal, sponsor oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby, Visa. Vos apoyás al rugby, juegue donde juegue, nosotros también. Visa Main, sponsor de los Pumas y de Jaguares. Hoy es el día, tenemos Visa. Bodega Estancia Mendoza, Servicio Imperial, Zurich, Diario Río Negro.
Porque queremos jugar rápido. Dale, pero juega en el medio.
Dale. Todavía no igual. Voy a esperar la tele.
Welcome back to Rio Negro, Argentina, the Marabunta Rugby Club, the America's Rugby Championship, where Argentina 15 lead the USA Eagles 21-0. This is John Broker with Steve Lewis bringing you second half action here.
Captain, ready?
Argentina will be running right to left on your screen in blue, and the USA in white will be looking for a big comeback as we have Martin Elias to get us underway as the ball comes down into Greg Peterson's hands. Davies looking for the players immediately for a box kick to try to put some pressure on this Argentinian team. And finds the height on that one. He's got Hammersize chasing it with Gannon Moore. Argentina, however, able to come down with this ball. And a little tip pass comes away as Baldunciel gets a hold of it.
Release wide, please. Back.
So this is a critical period of the game for the Eagles, first 10 minutes after the break. One can only guess what Gary Gold said at halftime.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second, about some coaches' messages there as the ball bounces around and it's free for Hammersize. Hammersize always looking to put in a big effort there, and an early mistake. But let's talk about that, Steve. What's the message from Gary Gold to this team?
Yeah, well, I would imagine he would concentrate on, talking about detail, attention to detail. So that's set pieces, It's tackle technique. It's a matter of fixing, you know, a bunch of small things that enables you to get a toehold in the game. As I said, first 10 minutes here are critical.
We're going to have the first scrum of the second half. So we're going to look at Hammersice, the Omaha-born Glendale Raptor.
Crouch.
This will be an Argentinian put in.
Bind. Set.
The ball comes away with Sabrocco, but he puts it quickly up to Escura as they switch a play back in through Gus Mensah, the 22-year-old inside center. And the little ball bounces off a Hammersice there. Referee's fine with it. Argentina goes to the boot, pushing this ball downfield as Gannon Moore gets back onto this. And Gannon Moore moves it into the center of the field for McGee.
White. Go back, White.
Carreras. Catch that. Now the ball is back to Elias, and Elias may have found some room as Tau Fatee comes across. And they're looking at a high tackle here from Tau Fatee. As Baldunciel with the Argentinian advantage comes through, and another ball. This time comes off Wangluski. And that's a couple times that ball is coming off those lazy running U.S. defenders and late running U.S. defenders.
Number 2, high tackle.
And we're going to come back for a high tackle against Tau Fatee.
But let's go to the root of the problem here. That was a poor clearing kick, and the Eagles' kicking game has not been up to snuff as far as I'm concerned. Neither the kick nor the kick chase. That kicking was too detailed. It was too deep.
The vocabulary, okay? The vocabulary, okay?
Sorry for the off-color remarks there, but one of the U.S. players thinks there was some dirty play. As Argentina with Baldunciel in a good attacking position here. We'll see where they go with this line out as they move towards the center, but Dolan comes down with it. Gets the ball and a bounce pass to Davies. Davies, the scrum half.
Yeah, he does well to get himself out of trouble there. Great steal at the front by Dolan, though.
And a slip ball from the U.S. We have a knock-on by the U.S. at the back of that ruck. And we're going to have a scrummage here for Argentina. Just a couple of critical early knock-ons in the second half.
Don't want to be a prophet of doom here, but, you know, we talked about fixing small things. We've had 2 handling errors, somewhat unforced.
Over here.
No mistake there from Savetta.
Get off the field.
I speak with you before the game. Wait, look at me. You understand what I tell you? You understand? Okay. Only play, okay? Okay, you understand. Please.
We're not getting anything today, buddy.
More worried about the water than the game at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a pointless conversation there from Hanko.
Bind.
Just focus on the scrum.
Set.
The ball is in the hands of Escura. And we have an advantage here for Hammersice getting his hand in there. As Escura chips one across. And the referee is going to come back. For just a knock on there. I was worried that Hammersice knocked that on intentionally.
Yeah, this day and age, that typically ends up being a penalty and potentially a yellow.
Para mí tiene una real posición de agarrar la pelota ahí.
Stay early. Don't go too early.
Afuera. Segunda, nosotros seguimos en
couple of changes coming in for this Argentinian team.
Second. On me, boy. Oh,
Crouch.
come on, Chauncey.
Bind. Set.
That one down. Referee gives the free kick, and away go Argentina quickly. They're one of their replacements there. That's number 19, Santiago Portillo. As Argentina wraps around that one, looking for another try as it's just 5 meters out here. Replacement prop, Santiago Garcia Bota comes in. Still in Argentinian hands. Referee insisting the U.S. release that ball. Escura feeds it out one more time to Baldunciel. He's not going to be in for another. He's denied by a powerful USA defender.
Yeah, this is better defense from the Eagles here. They're, double hits.
Ball up from Elias to Osadchuk. And again, A U.S. player hit with that ball.
Advantage offside.
We're even offsides against the USA. There's going to be an eventual penalty as Favre takes it in. Wrap around there, and Elias winds up ball in hand as he gets the ball out to Carreras. And Santiago Carreras has his second of the day as Argentina, 6 minutes into the second half, extend their lead.
Yeah, they're making that extra man count. It's a very clever play by the scrum half there, Escura, throwing the ball into American player, drawing a penalty, and from then on it's essentially advantage, right? You can do whatever you want with the ball because you know it's coming back. They took advantage.
That's happened 2 or 3 times in the second half already. It was a quick ball from Escura into a USA defender, so that may be something they looked at halftime there, which we haven't gotten to, Steve, the Argentinian halftime conversation.
Well, by contrast, I think the Lobby will be pretty happy with the way things went in that first half. They've looked sharp, they've looked alert, they've looked alive. He'd be pretty happy with his charges. More of the same.
I would say I would agree with that. More of the same.
Yeah, Oliver Twist, more please.
As Martin Elias, has been perfect so far. Bit of a tough angle for the 22-year-old. This time he falters and pushes it across the front. We are at 26-0 Argentina over the USA. As we have another look at this play.
Yeah, just taking advantage of the extra man, really. Just a long pass over the top. And the Eagles defense couldn't cope with it.
Carreras a happy customer today. The US push one down into the corner again. And not the answer you would want to have. And puts it out in the full.
I hate to say it, but another unforced error.
10 please, 10 please. Say 10 please.
And Argentina, interestingly, chooses the line out at midfield and move it in quick. Ball goes into Muntz's hands, the hooker, and they wrap it around the back, and they're looking to use that extra man again. And they have Dominguez. Dominguez gets by a couple. Gannon Moore has a hold of him. Takes 1 or 2 U.S. defenders to bring him down. As the ball ends up in Ureta's hands, Ureta brings it. Pass out there to no one in particular. Winds up in Garcia Bota's hands, the replacement. Finally, a break for the USA as it looks like Argentina knocked it on. It'll be a USA scrum deep inside their own zone.
Yep, red flags all over here. Some of this body language not looking that good. Perhaps Gary Gold may have to go to his bench here. Some of the bigger boys look like they're tiring. You're not always replacing light for light, but you are replacing fresh legs for tired ones. And with half an hour to go in this heat, that may be his chosen route.
They have some good players on the bench that are going to have to stand up here.
Crouch.
We're just getting towards the 50-minute mark of this game. Let's see if changes come in as Davies gets this one in. Pretty stable. Dolan has it at his feet, so it moves to McGinty. And McGinty puts a touch finder downfield and has found touch. We'll go to a stable lineout.
There you go. See, that's an assured exit. That's good rugby.
Numbers 5.
Argentina seem to be pushing the pace of the game right here, getting this lineup going quick. And Escura moves out into the center.
Release now, tackler, roll away.
Coming back the other direction is Escura. Escura looking for some room, but he's taken down. Dolan has to make that tackle. And Argentina content to push the ball back behind Gannon Moore again to McGee. And McGee gets his right boot to that one. Launches it downfield.
I think we got some...
the referee has blown his whistle here. We have some more issues.
Some extracurriculars there. That was going on way after the previous ruck.
John Quill seemed to be in the middle of that. Referee Gonzalez wants to have a look at this.
This can often happen when a team gets frustrated. Certainly not going their way. You can see some frustration in Eagles players. That having been said, Argentinians are no innocents.
Marce, ¿me escuchás?
That's a cheeky game. We're going to take a look at this, but you know, if you're the USA, you don't want more players off the field.
Yeah. Discipline. You got to circle the wagons here. You got to play very disciplined.
One of the more obvious things I've ever said in my life, but you certainly want to keep as many players as you can.
Gold medal from the State of the Obvious competition there, John.
As the referee heads over to the TMO booth, we'll get another look at this as they're going to figure out where the action happened.
Yeah, it was certainly hard to see. Seemed to be a general fracas in the middle of the field. Post-ruck.
See Quill come over there. Oh, you have it in there. And Quill seemed to make some inadvertent contact. Here's Lucas Mensah, center for Argentina. That seemed to
Número 6 blanco.
take
¿Y
offense
qué
to that.
número es el de Argentina está en el piso?
See what happens here.
El 2.
12 azul. Codo en la cara.
Yeah, there are a couple of transgressions here. You could see John Cole a wee bit of trouble early on, and then obviously Argentinian, it's hard to see the number, 17 I think comes in here. That ain't legal either.
Yeah, there's a bit of it going on around here.
Yeah, I'd see a couple of yellow cards there if I were the referee.
Sí, Marce.
Which thankfully I'm not.
Son los ángulos que
It's
tengo.
like an old-time ice hockey game out there at the moment.
Dale. ¿Cuál es tu recomendación?
The referee and the TMO conferring there.
Yo veo el 12 blanco. Nada, se quedan agarrados en el piso.
Mensah seemed to take
Me parece
umbrage
que voy a
to
cortar, voy a hablar con
Quill's
los capitanes.
forearm.
Voy a pedir colaboración para que este tipo de cosas no vuelvan a suceder. Pero voy a reiniciar con el juego.
Garcia Bota coming in and wrapping somebody up around the neck.
Yeah, my crystal ball says John Cole gets a yellow, and Argentinian replacement Garcia Bota gets a yellow.
Ahí está. Fíjate cómo le pone el codo en la cara. Y después viene el otro jugador azul que lo limpia.
Okay.
The referee still conferring here as he another look at the pile up.
Bueno, si me pedís una recomendación, sí, una acción, hay una infracción del 12, pero en forma innecesaria y peligrosa el jugador blanco le pone el codo en la cara.
Dale, el número de Argentina que
12,
después lo limpia.
12 azul.
Sí. ¿Y número blanco?
6.
6.
There you hear the numbers called out.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for Mensah and Quill.
Captain, number 6 white, number 12, blue, 12 azul.
As predicted, I also think Argentinian substitute a wee bit lucky. Number 17, capped prop.
Nivel on a head, and then you have una liberación del cuello. Okay, will be penalty for both of you, yellow card for both of you. Last action was you, so will be a penalty for USA. Okay.
Third man in as well.
And there you have it. You have 2 yellows, so we're going to be 14 to 13 here, but the USA is going to have the penalty to push downfield. And the question is, who's the bigger loss, Quill or Mensah?
10 minutes of second half, okay? I don't
Quill.
want this to happen again. I will give 1 minute.
Easy answer from Steve Lewis.
Both of you, to talk with
As
the
we're
teams.
30
If we see
minutes to
another
go in this
thing like
America's
this,
Rugby
okay,
Championship
we'll
game.
yellow card, okay?
And the
Please
naughty
speak
chair
with the
comes
team.
out
Speak
for
with the team. Now, speak with the
a
team.
player from each team. And the referee
Marce, es acá, ¿no?
asks the captains to tell their teams to tone it down a bit.
Marce,
As a clearly frustrated U.S. Eagles side huddles up.
estoy acá, ¿está bien la marca acá?
Perfecto, ahí fue. De lujo.
Yeah, real test captaincy here actually for Bracky. He's got to, you know, as I said before, circle the wagons, round his troops up, let them know, absolutely, without fail, no more transgressions.
They're going to be looking for a good 30 minutes here. You know, we talked to their coaching staff before. They're really building towards this World Cup, and they're trying to use all these games. You know, what's important is the process. What's important is moving forward. And they've had a tough 50 minutes so far. They're going to want to answer right now.
Yeah, no question about that. I mean, it's the age-old conundrum, right? Win now or win later. I mean, if you're a coach, you want to win both. So, obviously, they're not. They want to win this game today, and they're still focused on that. There's half an hour to go.
And Argentina does not engage there. We're going to go back to the not straight.
This is option scrum or line out? Scrum? Okay.
You see Brake in there quick, trying to keep the boys.
His obstructions, his holding into
The first thing, it's not straight, okay? That's when it turns everything.
Está bien entrando ahí, pues se la va de atrás, después se adelante. Uno, afuera. Atento para segunda, con hijo, hombre.
And choosing the scrum this time is Argentina, right in their own 22.
Yeah, the game's gone into a bit of a lull the last 5 minutes. You know, since the yellow cards, a bit scrappy. It's lost a bit of rhythm.
Argentina, stable scrum in their own zone there. Ball at Portillo's feet. And they're going to run from inside their 22. The ball gets quickly moved around. Elias puts it back in. A little offload there as Argentina trying to make some ground. U.S. defenders wrapping around either side, slowing that ball down well as Elias goes to the boot this time. Back over McGee. The ball sits up for him just outside the U.S. try zone, and McGee launches one. He's got the distance. Good kick there. Good clearance by McGee as he gets it out to halfway. And the U.S. will be on defense again at this lineout.
Yeah, much better kick there over the halfway line. That's what you need to see. You need distance and you need surety. You need confidence the ball is going to go in the touch.
Dunciel gets us started again. Elias puts it to Gorison. Gorison, 6'3", 230 pounds. Hammers that one in, and Argentina on the move. Again, the ball to Elias. Gets it up to a waiting forward who's a little bit isolated there. As Hammersice works to hold him up. A little tip pass there nearly gets through for this Argentinian set of forwards. They're starting to work themselves into a rhythm, and they have an advantage here for not rolling away. And a second advantage for Taufete'e, stopping that quick penalty. The U.S. under pressure here. Gorison does some more of the hard yards. Doing great today. A nice wraparound pass out there to the back, and they're away. And Argentina looking for another try here. Little pop-up ball, and they're going to get it. Who's going to come down with it? It's Escura. Takes a pass from Julian Dominguez. And Felipe Escura, having a great day, adds to it with a try. And Argentina are really pushing the scoreline now.
Yeah, that's a good reward there for Escura, getting on a good support line from him, coming on the inside, getting close to danger man, really. Dominguez, the left winger, who's been lively all day long. Well worked score.
A sort of rip pass out the back there from one of the Argentinian forwards as they move it on, and Escura runs a great line and gets a try for it. You can see the U.S. there just trying to cover for the extra man.
Yeah, spacing in defense there, potentially an issue. But when you're getting run side to side, man down, gaps open up.
And the kick is good. Elias slots another one, 33-0, Argentina.
Try para Argentina, Felipe Escurra. Conversión, Matías Elías.
¿Está pronto?
Argentina 15-23.
Okay?
Those Argentinian players certainly look pleased right now. There's 25 minutes left on the clock. The USA is going to need to dig deep to get some rewards out of this.
Yeah, this has been an impressive Argentinian performance. I mean, you've got pace, you've got precision. They've gone well. They've been ambitious. They've got the just rewards. 33-0, unfortunately, is a fair reflection of how the game has gone. Unfortunately, if you're an Eagles
if you're
fan.
if you're a US fan, certainly as Molina comes off for Ortiz de Rosas, and Argentina gets one away. Let's see what's going off a U.S. hand here, as the Argentinian fans are calling for, and it has gone off a U.S. hand. It's Argentinian ball, and they take a quick line out there. Argentina certainly not done yet as Baldunciel, the hooker. Very dynamic so far in this America's Rugby Championship, moves it on, and they're back out wide to Elias. Elias moves it wide into Sadchuk, the 7-star, and they're going to Carreras, and they're out to the man who set up the last try, and he's going to score this one. This scoreline is running away as Julian Dominguez, the 22-year-old from the Pucara club, touches down a pretty straightforward try.
Yes, indeed. Again, a couple of phases, Breen from the line out, good run from the hooker, ball goes left all the way across, simple hands, and a missed tackle in the corner. And Dominguez, danger man, has done the business again.
This is turning into complete Argentinian whitewash at the moment. And another missed tackle there, as you said.
2 missed tackles.
And he's in for a try, no problem. Steve, you coach in a lot of pretty high-pressure situations, a lot of different places. What does the U.S. need to do for the next 22, 23 minutes to come away with a mental victory here?
Yeah, they're in full damage control mode now. So it's really a lot of rests on the captaincy, getting these guys together. And they've just got to play 5 minutes at a time, or 2 minutes at a time. Next task, next task, next task. Small victories. Okay, win the scrum, move up the field, retain possession, get a bit of confidence back. Typically when you're struggling, you want to dumb it down, you want to get simpler, more basic in your plays, and just play some territory, play some possession.
Good advice there, as we are at a water break here
1 minute for water.
in this 90-degree heat. It's going to stay that way all game, as taking a look at this try, and Gannon Moore in a 2-on-1 there, falls off the tackle, as does one of his teammates. Pretty straightforward.
We talked earlier about process and where we are in terms of World Cup preparation, and you learn a lot more today than you learned from last week's, victory over Chile. So you want to play competition. You want to play competition that tests you. They're going to a World Cup pool: England, France, Argentina, Tonga. There's no respite, so they need to be playing quality teams prior to. So this is the test. This shows them where they are, and they're not where they thought they were necessarily. But that's okay, because there's time to fix it. And in many ways, from a game like today, you might, instead of seeing players who pop up, who stake a claim for a place, you might see players disappear off the radar.
Certainly sage words right there. As Argentina get ready to get it going again. And, you said something interesting when we were talking before the game about the role of a guy like Joe Taufete'e. Very different roles at his club team and his national team.
Yeah, you talk about having a Premiership player playing. Sounds like a great thing, right? But so Joe is getting sort of limited time at Worcester. He's typically coming off the bench, so he's playing, 15, 20, 25 minutes. So that's what he's doing regularly. Now we're down here, 90-degree heat, and we're 60 minutes in. Can he go 80? And I'm just using him as an example. But players who are getting, some time off the bench in the Premiership, but they're expected to be the main men for the Eagles and go a full 60, 70, 80. It'll be interesting to see whether they can. And it'll be interesting to see from Gary Gould's point of view, does he want to just maybe push him, see if they can. This is a time to test him.
And we're underway again through McGinty. Referee had to get some attention there on his cramping. The heat, and here comes Argentina. They've rolled in most of their forward reserves at this point. And Escura, the try scorer, is still on the field. Pushes one up for McGee to get underneath, and he does.
You've got some changes to the Eagles as well.
Yeah,
You've got
Ruben de Haas.
You've got Ruben de Haas there. You've got Dylan
Paul
Audsley
Mullen
on. Mullen's on. Breakley's on. So Gary Gould has rung the changes.
Yeah, I think at 60 minutes they've decided just to get it done, and an errant pass there, it looks like, from Bryce Campbell. And the U.S. is going to be facing another line out here. As quick one goes up, and Savetta gets a hold of it. Hermesice takes it into contact. McGinty can't find an outside runner, has to take it himself. De Haas moves that ball on. This one goes by Hermesice. The U.S. forced to scramble back on this.
No, leave it. Back.
Just going to need to find their shape. The pass comes in there. De Haas comes back to that side. And a big hit comes in from Argentina. The referee says that's a legal hit, but the ball's going into touch. And Braque gets a good one there, and ball slips out of his hands, and it's going to be an Argentina line.
Wait, time.
Oh. Or maybe not. Or just a substitution there.
Wait.
Replacement hooker Axel Zapata for Argentina is in for Baldunciel. Has a very not straight line out. Comes up, and Del Preti is on for Escura, so a replacement for the scrum half.
Line out, okay, line out.
The U.S. will take a line out here. We'll see what these replacements could do.
Yeah, so from Fernandez Lobe's point of view, he must obviously feel the game's well in hand. This is an opportunity for him to, rest Escura, who's really been their spark plug at 9. Take a look at his depth chart.
Nick Brakely, the Dartmouth grad at the front, takes that one down, and the USA drives forward and works the ball to the ground there. De Haas looking towards the box kick, gets a couple of forwards to shield his way. And De Haas.
It's a better looking kick and a better looking chase.
Braque comes over that. Argentina's still rolling around on the ground here, and we'll see a little intent from this U.S. team. Big hit comes in there from Dylan Fawcett, playing at Rugby United New York, another Major League Rugby player. And the ball has slipped in a touch there. We're going to see what this call is. Going to be an Argentinian ball.
Yep, good initial effort from the Butcher, as he's known, in various parts. See a good tackle, steal, made some yardage up the left flank. That's what you're looking for from guys coming off the bench. Good to see.
The two of you, open the gate, please.
Fawcett
Open.
heads towards the back of the line out there. It's going to be an Argentinian ball. The U.S. unable to disrupt. And Argentina on their own line through Ortiz de Rosas.
Stay, please.
Set their exit strategy. As for Del Preti. Del Preti not finding touch. Braque gets a hold of that one. Braque, a dangerous runner, certainly. Unloads that ball and into Argentinian hands, and Argentina on the run again. The Argentina 15. Move that ball, and they start to go to the middle of the field. There's a little space opening up. Hammersheist tries to put in a good hit there. Messy ball. There's an advantage here for a U.S. knock-on. It's going to be a scrum for Argentina. And the USA just can't find possession of this ball at the moment.
Just not happening for them.
We have another look at the move here. McKinty puts it in, and the ball just slips forward off of Campbell there.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum down again. Del Preti feeds. And they come off to the left this time. Still trying to use that extra player there as it's Audsley makes that tackle for the U.S., the former St. Mary's player. The U.S. attempting to hold up the Argentinian ball carrier, but he's done a great job to get that to the ground, and off they go. Del Preti moves it out. It's the ball of Castiglione, Teo Castiglione from the Rosario club in the game as one of the replacements here, and as still on the move is Argentina. But it looks like a knock-on from Argentina that time. The U.S. will get possession. A little back and forth at the moment, Steve.
It is indeed. So it's a battle of the benches, right? Both teams have made 5 or 6 subs. So let's see the results. I mean, even with a scoreline like this, individual players are seeking to impress on both sides, right? They're on the bench.
Yeah, there's some players off the bench that want to be in that starting team.
Crouch.
You can look at Haas, the 20-year-old, playing in South Africa.
Bind. Set.
Family in Arkansas. There's certainly a bright future in this game, and a stable scrum there for Dolan. Dolan to De Haas. They move it out back, try to get it to Braque, and a little error and miscue on the timing there. And we have the initial knock-on from the USA. It's going to be an Argentina scrum, and there was something opening up for Braque there, but the timing was off.
Yep, it was an opportunity. It looked like it was going to be a well-worked move, but as you said, final pass, the timing.
Paul Mullen there, one of the replacements, playing for the Houston SaberCats in Texas.
Up, please, up, again, up.
Referee Gonzalez going to bring that back up.
Okay. The shoulder has to be up, okay? Marce. Marce, tengo que jugar.
Preti there from the San Luis club, 23-year-old replacement scrum half.
Bind.
Still a man advantage here for this Argentinian team from the red card, of course. And USA pushes too early, and off Argentina go. They're going to take that one quick, try to move it wide as quick as they can, and they have done. They get the ball there to Facundo Cordero, Gatas Bella Vista player, and they find a little space in the middle of the field, and they're on the run, but a drop ball there from the replacement hooker, Axel Zapata, off the pass from Geronimo Ureta, or that could have been another try for this Argentinian team.
Yeah, coming off the bench, he's had a bit of a shocker. His first line-out throw went straight, and he's just dropped a pass for a score under the posts, fortunately for the Eagles.
Scrum wide. Come here.
Holds on to that, 7 points.
There we go, boys. There we go.
There's the miscue to Braque there. This hole certainly had opened up for him. So the U.S. scrum, just inside their own 22.
Crouch! No. Up. No. Okay, again.
We want to scrum.
It's not working. Yeah. We go again.
We want to scrum.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
Dylan Fawcett, the referee, both agreeing they'd like to scrum right now. As we set down for the USA.
Crouch! Bind!
David Tamilau to beat the Tamilau. On this side, the replacement
come here, Hugas.
From Redwood City, California.
3 calls, 3 actions, okay? We are going in earlier, but the two of you, okay? So control your body weight and enter in the set, okay? Please. No, that's all. I don't want to hear anyone.
We want to score.
I'm surprised the referee can understand Mr. Fawcett. He has a fairly distinctive brogue, but he wants to scrum, apparently.
He does.
Crouch!
Dolan at the back there waiting for this one.
Bind.
See McGinty in your shot. We'll see what him and Ruben De Haas have decided on. De Haas gets us going. Hopefully the game will continue here. And the U.S. gets a squeeze on. I think they're looking for a penalty.
Use it now, use it.
And the referee just telling him to use it, so Dolan has to do something here. As the ball comes back to De Haas, and he just puts it to the boot. Audsley trying to find a tackle there, but Carreras just slightly gets around him.
Release that, Claire.
Preti feeds a waiting Argentinian forward, gets a little tip pass in there. And Argentina going again. They move it out to the wing, and the try scorer, Dominguez. Some waiting arms, and this is a great work here as Benito Ortiz de Rosas takes it into that tackle. Here comes a replacement hooker. He puts a rip pass out the back, and they may look to go wide with this. Carreras moves it again. Nothing happening that time. The U.S. able to hang on, and it'll be a U.S. line out about 10 meters out from their own line.
Yeah, a couple of good tackles there from Tamilau, who came on. He's come on last 5 minutes or so. That's what they're looking, a bit of physicality from him. He's over with Glasgow and full-time training, so he's looking a little fitter. Certainly a talented player.
Ball up to the tail of the line out there, and they're looking to work another line-out move here. That one doesn't come quite as cleanly as some of the other do, as Brakely, another Rooney player in the squad for the U.S., makes the tackle. McGinty Puts a tackle on the replacement hooker there, and an errant pass from Zapata. Argentina goes to the pick and go. Preti gets it off there to Ortiz La Rosas, and he takes it in himself. They come back to the right-hand side of the field. U.S. defenders trying to move it on out there, as Argentina just trying to power their way through that line. Quick ball into Castiglione's hands. He wriggles for a couple, but the U.S. is able to turn that one over, it looked like. We'll see what we come back to here. It's going to be a knock on there by Argentina. It'll be a USA scrum.
Up, guys.
And we're just 10 minutes to go here.
20, okay.
Let's take a look at Carreras.
Scrum wide. Queda 9. 8:30.
Elusive runner.
Ocho y medio, Marce. Uno. Confírmame con la tele, por favor. ¿Qué?
Steve, we've been in this USA part of the field for the better part of the last 5 minutes. I think they're going to want to play down a little further.
Yes, indeed. You know, scoreline like this, obviously the game's been gone a long time ago. They just need to finish with a little bit of pride, a little bit of honor. A couple of scores would help in that, making that long trip home a little more palatable.
Play here.
Let's go. Afuera. Segunda. Back foot. No, back foot to the 8. I bet you he's not 5.
Crouch.
6.
Bind. Set.
The U.S. stable that time. Ball rolls out the back. As they come back the same way through Civetta. De Haas looking for a couple of forwards to shield this oncoming kick. And De Haas launches one downfield. Finds touch just around halfway. And Argentina will have a line out here just inside their own half of the field.
Yeah, technically a decent kick there from De Haas, but really is it the right thing to do at this point in the game?
We'll look at there the only losses USA has had in the ARC in 2016 to Uruguay and Brazil. And this doesn't look like they're going to come out on top now as a double try scorer. Carreras gets his footwork going again. Slipped by the line and a little tip pass there. And this time Zapata knocks down one. Axel Zapata puts the ball up for his captain. And his captain, Lautaro Bavaro from the Hindu club, puts down another try. And as this game has completely run away from the USA, Argentina finds a gap, puts one of the big boys through, and he gives his captain his rewards for a great, great leadership effort.
Indeed it was. It was replacement hooker making amends there for a couple of errors with a great run. Great fend and a good offload to his skipper. And another Argentinian score.
Just a good vision right through that line, and another missed tackle. And it's 5.5 minutes to go. It's 45-0 Argentina over the USA.
Who would have thought it? Who would have predicted this score?
I certainly would not have. They just pipped them last year, and they tied the 2 years before that. And I don't think anybody would have predicted the scoreline right now, as Castiglione has taken over kicking duties. Rosario Club 21-year-old. And he pushes the ball across the front, and we're at 45.
Yeah, relatively simple kick he missed there. Here it is again. Great run, great fun. Runs over the fullback. One-handed offload. Skipper in support. If you are wearing blue and white, that's a good sight to see. I have to say, these Argentinian shirts are pretty snappy.
They're pretty...
that sort of fluorescent orange on the blue.
Pretty interesting. And just a huge hole opens up there off the kickoff for Argentina. Looks like it was Osadchuk, the sevens player. U.S. lucky to get a bobble ball there as Brakely takes it into contact. And a penalty against Argentina.
Off your feet.
Dylan Fawcett thought about going quick, but slows down. And the U.S. is going to try to work something here as McGinty steps up.
Let's go, set early. Get the line out, call now. Let's go.
McGinty hoofs it downfield. Finds touch, has to roll out,
Yeah,
but get some distance on that.
Gets where it needs to go.
Yeah. McGinty headed back to the Cell Sharks after this week. Braque, you can see the frustration on the captain's face. Certainly not what he was expecting, planning for. The U.S. Hammersice in the receiver position. Ball goes up to Civetta. Hammersice now barrels towards one, and they're at the 5-meter line of this team. Goes up to Węgluski. Węgluski by Zapata. And here's Dylan Fawcett. Dylan Fawcett moves it across field. They're going to keep coming in this direction.
Same way, but they've run out of players. They're going to have to check here and go back.
Campbell that brought that one in. McGinty of a couple of minds right now is going to need to decide what to do. U.S. has to get into a little bit of a pattern here. Dolan shifts one on to Civetta. Civetta pops one up to Campbell. Campbell may be isolated here. We'll see if his support can move these players, and they do.
Offside, number 6.
And Dylan Fawcett takes that one in. Gets the ball to the ground.
It's the right line there, changing the point of attack, and I think they've got penalty advantage once again.
Yep.
A good line.
Tommy Lau.
It holds that defensive line coming like that and frees a bit of space.
And McGee shifting the ball around, and we're probably going to come back for that penalty here.
You get the penalty back, or you've got a penalty try,
That's
in
what
my
the US
opinion.
is pleading for. I'm not sure they're going to get that. McGee adding to the chorus of complaining U.S. voices here today.
I would have to agree with Mr. McGee. To me, that's a deliberate knock-on. Penalty try.
You've been right about everything so far, Steve, so let's see if the Steve Lewis
Crystal ball
works for this one. And they're going to go to the TMO to see whether this should be a penalty try.
It's the final pass going in to score. It's one hand out. Makes contact with the ball going forward. No attempt to play it. Penalty try.
Gonzalez heads over to the TMO booth.
Just from a coaching point these days, here we go. We'll just have a quick look at the replay. There it goes to Campbell. Campbell's going to put it back in. Pass looks good. Argentinian defender comes across. Not really attempting to catch that.
Yeah, he wasn't attempting to catch that ball.
Yeah, so when you coach players these days, you really, referees are so hot on this particular issue, you have to go with them 2 hands to the ball. If you've got 1 hand out, it's not going to go in your favor.
He's had a great game, has Ureta, the number 4, but a mistake there may lead to a first points for the U.S. team, actually.
Penalty try, yellow card. You heard it here first.
Another very slow motion shot at this, and the referee has whistled for that. And it is a penalty try for the USA. We're at 45-7 with 2.5 minutes on the game clock. And a yellow card there for Ureta. And Steve Lewis is at 100% in predictions in this game.
Well, blind squirrels, acorns, you know.
Ureta from the Newman Club, 6'5", 235, is going to spend the last couple of minutes in the bin as the U.S. needs to finish well here. Braque steps into that first receiver spot. They move the ball up back to McGinty. McGinty goes wide with it. Gets the ball quickly out there to Hammersice, and Hammersice is on the run. Hammersice puts it back inside there for Audsley. Audsley is able to slip through a tackle and finds McGee. McGee now as the U.S. gets to the Argentinian 22. And this is better as Brakely steps into that first receiver position from Hammersice. Hammersice maybe out cold on the ground here. He's got a possible hard hit there from an Argentinian player. We'll have to go back and take a look at that as Tommy Lau takes that one in, and the U.S. moves it across field. McGinty can't find his way through again, but just gets past the line. off we go through Bryce Campbell. Campbell puts it up. The ball's in Dylan Fawcett's hands, and Dylan Fawcett, the replacement hooker on the field. Rooney player playing his rugby in New York now, but now featuring for this reserve squad for the U.S., scores his first try of the match.
Yeah, good reward for the Eagles there. Players have pride, you know, and even when you're 45-0 down, you want to keep playing to that final whistle. And they played to that final whistle. They picked up a couple of scores, penalty try, a well-worked try here. Terrific behind the back flip offload from the skipper to a waiting hooker in the wings, Dylan Fawcett going over. So credit the Eagles, haven't rolled over, stuck some points on the board, even though late in the game.
Certainly in the game, but they'll certainly be pleased with this late effort. Fawcett, no problem touching that down.
Okay, play here. Play here, okay.
The U.S. looking for a card on an earlier hit on Hermesice.
Yeah, at first glance it seemed to be a no wrap tackle, is what I thought, but we've seen no indication the referee has been consulted.
Yep. And this is McGee as our game clock goes over. We're now in referee's time, so this may be it. And McGee curls that one in, and we're at 14. 1 minute left, according to the referee. The U.S. has just another opportunity for a little more hard work. Would have stopped if Hermesice was down. But there's a hard hit on him as Audsley comes up with it. Ball now to Fawcett. Fawcett takes that one in, and there is Hermesice. He's okay. That hit just looked pretty tough before the camera flashed away on me before. Great player is Hermesice, and Duhas launches one inside the 22 as it rolls in front of the Argentinian post. With time winding down, we'll see what they do. Las Carreras.
It's a good young player, Duhas. I'm not sure the purpose of that kick. And there you go, final whistle.
Referee Gonzalez whistles us for the end of the game. 45-14 is our final score, as Argentina 15 really lays down a marker on this U.S. Eagles side, and that was not what we were expecting, as you said, Steve.
Yep, that's a very chastening, sobering experience for this group of Eagle players. They've gone down there and they've got well and truly spanked. It's not the end of the world. They have plenty of time. They actually have 2 weeks. They have a week off now, a bye, and then they have Brazil in Houston. And as they build towards the World Cup in Japan in September, this may be a very instructive 80 minutes for them and for their coaching staff.
It's very important for them to see where they are in international competition. On the other hand, if you're Argentina, you lost in the last second last year and tied the U.S. a couple years before that. They just really laid down a marker here, like I said. They're going to be very pleased with that effort.
Terrific performance, and some of these young Argentinian outside backs were particularly impressive. For me, number 11, Julian Dominguez on the left wing, and he switched to the right wing later in the game, had a great game. Fullback Carreras, great game. Scrum half Escura, great game.
Yeah, certainly great players. And I say a lot of these young Argentinian players are really just trying to raise their hands towards higher honors, towards the full Argentina team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, a few bright spots for the Eagles. I mean, I think Cam Dolan had a lively game. He was involved in most of the more promising moments. I actually was really impressed with Tamalai when he came on. He put his body around and you know, smacked some people left and right, and that's what you need to see. Fawcett decent when he came on.
All right. We're going to be back with highlights at the America's Rugby Championship right after this.
What do you think about this match?
Very disappointing result for us. Very well played to Argentina today. They ran us around the park and they were excellent around the field. Took the most out of their chances and our mistakes.